This is Scott Graybeard. I need to get used to saying that. I thought I would kick things off with a little tour of my barn. And you've, for several years now, watched me make videos from here. You've seen little things here and there that I have inside here. This is where I spend most of my time when I'm not at work and the wife isn't home. And a lot of times when she is home, she's out here with me. So let me take you on a little tour. Obviously, the doorway is here. When you come in the door, cabinet. Yes. All of these things right here they are what started me on my video content creating, and I still enjoy all of them. And unlike some of you, this is the extent of my cellar. It comes and goes what I buy and what I add to it, but that's it. That's the extent of my cellar. From the cellar, my 65-inch television with the sound bar. There's nothing spectacular here. My MIG welder, it is capable of running gas or gasless. Right now I have it set up gasless. I use flux core. My plasma cutter, cheap Chinese plasma cutter, Cut 50, I got off of Amazon. But these two things right here come in really handy when you have your own shop. Cutting torches. These things are antiquated since plasma cutters have come into the scene, but if you work on vehicles, work on things, it's nice to have a torch. There's no better way to get an old rusty bolt off than to get that torch out and heat it up cherry red and crank it right off. Then I do still use them occasionally to cut steel. This is oxygen and propane, not acetylene. I had acetylene for a while. I switched to oxygen, or I'm sorry, propane. But you really need one of these if you're going to be working on things. Air compressor. This was my dad's. He had this for a long time. When he passed away, my brother and I chose what we wanted that belonged to dad, and this is not the only thing I have that belonged to him, but this is the one thing I have that belonged to him that I use pretty much every day. This thing's an animal, keeps chugging along. I don't know when he bought it, but I've had it here since 2015 and still running strong. To go along with that, many, many feet of air hose. I've contemplated over the years of running air lines throughout the shop with plugs or ports that I can plug in here and there, but I don't see any reason to. I have plenty of hose I can stretch out wherever I want. The only problem with that is sometimes you try to stretch this out and you end up with dirty, greasy air hose, and when you try to roll it up, you get dirty, greasy hands. This is my studio right here. This is where I make the content that you folks watch. And I think the neighbors just came home and Diesel wants to let me know. So that's my setup for creating content. Really, that's all you need. You don't need anything fancy. Air tools that go along with it. With the advent of battery powered tools, air tools are kind of antiquated now, but I still use them occasionally. And yes, we'll give you a little. The beer fridge. The tobacco sign someone gave to me, the tins were given to me. Thank you, Brad. There we go. My wife is a nosy creature, and we end up with a video surveillance system in the barn because I'll show you in a minute that she's out here with me a lot of tools, toolboxes, the wood stove. I've made videos about my wood stove and how much I enjoy using it and cutting wood, and it's work, but it keeps you young. And yes, I told you that she's out here with me a lot. This is our setup. In the summertime, we are out here with all four of the doors open and a good breeze blowing through, and we enjoy it. We enjoy it. She likes to do jigsaw puzzles. A lot of times she'll be sitting out here. She has a puzzle table and she'll be sitting here doing that. But yeah, we're set up. Let's move forward. Come around here. There's the video system. Yes, Yingling. I really like Yingling beer, but it's much more cheaper for me to drink my Miller High Life. There's my battery powered tools. You know what? They're just Harbor Freight Bauer tools. You don't need to go out and spend money on Milwaukee and all those expensive things. If you want to and you can afford it, that's okay. But I'm telling you what, this stuff works just fine for me. Workbench, that toolbox there, the plastic, rubber, whatever it is, toolbox. I have my metal grinder, cut off wheels, flap discs, things like that in there. As you can see, screwdrivers, pliers, needle nose pliers. I have other pliers in the toolboxes. I try to set it up so when I work on things, the tools I need are readily accessible to me. I've kind of the small toolbox there above the cabinet that says full force. That's my electrical tools, connections, things like that I may need. You can see on the refrigerator on the magnets, wire strippers and wire crimpers and Stay-Cons and things like that. Just have accumulated a lot of tools over the years because out of necessity, and now it's less necessity and more of a pastime and something I do for enjoyment. So there you go. I tried to decorate it up in things that I enjoy. Even have a microwave out here. My hammers and funnels and pipe wrenches and all that stuff. Firewood to keep the old wood stove going. And before you know it, I won't need to have that wood stove going, but right now I do. Every shop needs a vise. You don't need to go out and spend a ton of money. There again, this is a vise from Harbor Freight. I enjoy Harbor Freight. Jump packs, a battery charger, that's a Harbor Freight deal. Look at this. Motorcycle lift, Harbor Freight. It works well. Let me come around here. I'm telling you what, if you work on things, you need a lift. This thing, about $500. It's not air powered. You can see you have to pump it with your foot, but man, no more bending over. See my granddaughter's four-wheeler on there? Going through it, checking the oil and things like that, making sure everything's good. Put it on there, pump it up. No more need to squat down and bend over getting a kink in your back to work. I can put my Harley Ultra Classic on this and it will lift it. If you want to shop and you want to work on things, I highly recommend you get this. Of course, our ATVs, hers is the red one as you've seen in previous videos. Mine's the camo one. They're both Honda Ranchers, Honda Rancher 420s. Hers is a 2024 two-wheel drive with foot shift. Mine is a 2021 four-wheel drive. See if I can get you in there so you can see. Electronic shift. No foot shift. All you need to do is push the button. Sorry about that. Spam call. And obviously, you know, we are outdoors people. We love to hunt and fish and archery setup. The crossbow on the right there is a cheap thing called Jaguar. Bought that for the boys to get used to hunting with a crossbow, take it out in the yard and practice with it. Have a little better crossbow set up there. Our compound bows. Archery hunting is really, really enjoyable. And of course, my barn, my rules, no stupid people. You've seen those before. There you go. Any of you brothers out there? These are antlers from deer that I've killed over the years. The old guns, they're pretty much junk. They're worthless. I picked them up for next to nothing or free. They make good wall hangers. You better have a Glock, boys. They're an old muzzle loader. Worthless. Rusted. BB gun. Another old muzzle loader. Come around here if I don't trip over my dog. My chainsaws, you've seen these before. I love these things. They're work, but they're fun. I just enjoy hearing the sound of a chainsaw running. Right now, I have the plow on the little tractor that I'll show you in a little bit. There's the mower deck that comes off of it. I don't really use it to mow. It has a bagger system with it too. I use to bag or mulch and pick up leaves in the fall. I got a bandsaw here. I don't use too much. I used to have that mounted on my workbench, but I took it off because it was kind of in the way. But I do use it occasionally. Drill press, bench grinder. There's that little pump right there. I got that for like $12 at Harbor Freight. I'm telling you what, those things are fantastic. They're awesome. No more picking up a heavy 5-gallon gas can or whatever you have, spilling it as you're trying to fill your lawnmower, your riding tractor, or whatever you're trying to fill up. You just push a little button on the top. It pumps the gas right out of the can right into whatever you want. Works on D batteries. Well worth the money. Harbor Freight. Boy, I could make a commercial for Harbor Freight, I guess. She's dirty and dusty right now. She hasn't been outside since fall. 79 Ford F-150 flare side. That's been my project for several years now. I think I made a video once of her running. She sounds really good. 351 modified. Has automatic transmission. I prefer the manual transmission, but this is the fourth 1979 F-150 that I've owned. The other three were just work trucks that I beat the hell out of, and when they died, I got rid of them. But this one will be in the family until I die, and we'll see what my kids do with it. You've seen this. I made a video when I bought it. There you go. Harbor Freight Shop Vac right there. I'm telling you, Bauer. Pellet smoker. The old wood splitter. I'm telling you what, when I made the decision to put the wood stove in here, I knew that right away that I needed to buy a log splitter. And these things are a back saver and a life saver. And the old pain in the ass German Shepherd that if you're not careful, you're going to trip over them. My flags, come and take it. I dare you. Moab you know what that means. Come and take it. Black rifles matter. You bet your ass they do. We, the people. I had to have a Miller High Life flag. Absolutely must have an American flag. Harley Davidson. You own a Harley? Gonna have a Harley flag. Power Stroke. At one time I owned 2 Power Strokes. I ended up trading one in so my wife could get the vehicle that she wanted. It was paid for, and it made the deal for her new vehicle, well, new to her vehicle, really sweet. Don't tread on me. Second Amendment. America's original homeland security. You bet your ass. Couple targets there. The boat. Telling you, folks, you don't need to spend a bunch of money to get out and have fun. I've had this boat for 2 years now. It is a 1987 Starcraft. You see the Johnson 28 horse on there. Those things in their day were absolute workhorses. They're still good, solid motors. Very hard to kill. All you need to do is just keep them maintained. You've seen videos from this boat of my wife and I out fishing. It's the one thing I told her before I retire, I want a bigger boat, but it works well. And I paid next to nothing for this boat. I had to buy 2 batteries for it, one just the starting battery and then one for the trolling motor after I bought it, but that's really about it. And we really enjoy the time we spend in this. The Harley Ultra Classic, she's under wraps right now. So, yeah, she's in her bubble. But every guy needs a Harley. The F-150. I'll start this up and you can hear this thing run. Believe it or not, this was my wife's truck. And we have more grandkids now, and she decided that it would be easier for her to go back to an SUV. So, I mean, obviously we're Ford people, so she bought an Explorer, and that's what I traded my F-250 Power Stroke in so she could get her Explorer and get her sweet deal. So I took over this truck, and after I'm done spinning you in a circle in the tour around here, I'll start this truck up, and you'll be surprised that a woman drove this truck for many years, several years. Yep. This is my, I guess, gun setup. I reload. This is my reloading table. I don't reload in the wintertime or when it's cold because obviously I have a wood stove in here and the combination of an open flame and gunpowder doesn't go. So I'm not reloading right now, but this is my reloading setup. Everything you need. Obviously, the press and everything I have is one bullet at a time, but It's enjoyable. It's a good way to pass the time. A tumbler to tumble brass and get it nice and clean. An ultrasonic cleaner to start it off and put your brass in there. With some of that Lemmy shine, it comes out of that ultrasonic cleaner bright as can be. What a pastime. Spotting scope. Get this open. Gun things. The knives. I picked those up at Rural King for like $2. They're sharp as hell and they come in really handy when I cut up deer. So, reloading supplies, some gun supplies. Obviously ear protection. Gun cleaning kit, some targets. Reloading manual. And there's a glare on it, but you can pretty much see reloading manual 14. If you're going to reload, you need to know the formulas to make your bullets. I know a lot of this stuff is online now, but a good reloading manual, very important. The story behind the reloading equipment, I was not into reloading at all. My neighbor passed away several years ago. I'm not sure how many, but his wife is still alive. She's probably in her 70s, almost 80 years old, and she has a new boyfriend. And I try to look out for her and take care of her, make sure her yard is mowed and her driveway is plowed and sidewalk shoveled and things like that. And her new boyfriend stopped at the house one day and said he wanted to say thank you and asked me if I wanted all of this reloading equipment because he doesn't use it anymore. And he gave it to me. Awesome, because this stuff is not cheap. If you reload and you have the equipment, you know it. But what a gift. Being kind has its rewards. My clay pigeon thrower. This sink, I don't have water out here. You can see I have that jug of water up there. I come up with harebrained ideas to make things work in a practical manner, and this works. Underneath the sink is a 5-gallon bucket. Hand cleaner, bucket of water. Clean my hands, run water, rinse them off. It drains in the 5-gallon bucket. When it's full, I just dump it outside. And this shop is heated, so the water that I have out here never freezes. So, ingenious, isn't it? There's a little simplicity with the snow blade that I plow with. Plow mine and then a couple neighbors. This was my son Alex's. He liked to work and make money, and he started out with a push mower. Then he got a weed eater, and then he got more and more yards to mow, so he bought this tractor, and he used it to plow snow in the wintertime and make money, and mow grass in the summer and make money. So I try to keep it up and keep the oil change, keep it running well. And like I said, I use it to bag leaves in the fall and snow plow in the winter. I don't really mow grass with it, not when I have a zero turn. So a shop press. There again, Pittsburgh Harbor Freight. If you seriously work on things, you need a press. This is a 12-ton. I should have bought the 20-ton, but the 12-ton works well for me. But you try to press in bearings or press out bearings, anything like that you need, and you don't have a press, you're going to fight like hell. Spend a little bit of money, and even if it's just a cheap Harbor Freight press, get a press. Okay, here we go. It does have remote start. So you'll probably see the dog jump back, but listen to this, folks. Yep, he jumped. This doesn't come out of the garage much in the wintertime. She's got duals on her, Flowmasters. Sounds beefy. Deep throat. That's her name, Deep Throat. When I came up with that name when my wife was driving it, she hated it. But I don't care. I still call it that. Now I drive it. Deep Throat. Yeah. Didn't that sound good? Hope you're not too jealous. All right. There's your tour of the Graybeard's shop. My lair. Where I spend most of my time. And if you're a man among men, you know why.